Hey, what's good, y'all? It's your boy DJ Fanatic Beats, content contributor for LiveOffBeats.com. If you'd like to follow me, you can follow me on Instagram at DJ Fanatic Beats. That's PHANATIC, or Sounds for Producers on IG as well. This video is a beat breakdown of a dope trap beat. This beat is crazy. I'm getting a lot of love for this one and a lot of sales, so I'm definitely grateful. And I just wanted to share it with you so that way you're inspired to make something dope, get some ideas, get some inspiration, or just flip it and do it your way, or just, take your production to the next level and just learn something different. Everybody creates differently. Everybody has different ideas. Everybody interprets things differently. That's what makes us unique as individuals, as individual producers. Every artist, artists on every level, rapper, a singer, or artist that paints or does like architecture, whatever. It's art, and everyone has their own eye, their own special uniqueness about it. And this beat hits, man. It's crazy. So anyway, hopefully you can take this, run with it, and make something dope on your own, and just kind of do your own interpretation. So every trap beat, it has a lot of repetitive elements. It's usually minor keys, but you can do some cool things in major keys and do different chord structures, but I'm not going to get into that. But anyway, let's start with the first sound that I chose. The first sound that I chose was some Plucks, and usually there's some type of Plucks or bells or something short in trap, and the notes are really close together. So anyway, I'm going to show you the notes that I chose and a particular sound. And notice I repeated the same pattern, same notes, but one's an octave higher. An octave is 8 notes up, basically from one scale to the next. So what I did with this particular sound, let me show you what sound I chose. It was in Nexus, and I got nothing to hide. I'm showing y'all. It's I did a search for Plucks, and it's an EDM Sun Pluck. So I thought it was kind of cool, and it worked with it. And what you can do also when you're searching in Nexus, just right click and rename it. Let's say you're searching for bells, type bells, and it'll pull up all the bells in Nexus, which I really like a lot. It makes it easy, so you don't have to like search through each pack or whatever. So I started with that sound, and notice like the notation, they're really close together, and it has like this creepy element. And if you think about like horror films or like old school, any horror film, listen to the music. A lot of it's minor scales and minor, not minor chords, but just discord. It makes you feel uneasy. It makes you feel scared. It has an edge to it. So that's kind of how, trap became so prevalent, and powerful as it is today. So anyway, the next thing I added, I think I used some keys. So let's check it out. Yeah, piano. Check it out. And I pretty much kept the keys at the same octave. I just let the Plucks move on a higher octave. And when you go up like that, it builds energy. Notice when I get to the second part, it just sounds more powerful. The chords, notice this is a minor scale, and this is a major scale, and then I went to minor. So I'm jumping around. I got a minor scale, low note, got some little melody notes here that lead into the next chord, which is a major scale, major chord, excuse me, and here's a minor chord. So let's play this by itself. Not bad. Just a pattern. And notice what I'm doing. The repetitive note in this little chord structure is the tonic, the root note of the scale. Just to remind the listener, yo, this is the scale. I'm keeping it gritty, grimy, whatever, trap beat. And here it is together again. So we're off to a good start, right? So the next element I added, I believe it's like a sample bass lead. So check it out. And it's a pretty straightforward lead. I found it in a Halloween pack. And usually, like, if I want to find something dark or whatever, I can find it in a Halloween pack. See, it's like a dark lead. Alright, and the next sound I actually chose to do a lot more movement, so check it out. Let's play that by itself. And what's interesting, I'm shocked I chose this sound because it's a percussive sound and expand to E-rail. So it's like a pluck, but it has like this almost like house sound, which I'm shocked I chose. But it worked with the beat, so it's in the background too. But I do like the notation that I chose. Here, I can show you that. So it just bounces up and down with these notes and just this little melody here. And it goes throughout the beat just to add another element in the background. So the next sound I chose, I think I went straight to the drums. And this particular percussion sound, actually I think this is a snare, so let's hear it. Woo! Alright, so you notice the pattern that I chose with that. It has that bounce to it, and that snare is hitting hard as you know what. And it's just it just has that trap snare, and it hits so hard. And I'm shocked I actually made it that loud. But what I did with the EQ, I raised the low mids and some of the high mids and a little bit of the treble up here at the top, just to give it a little brightness. I tried the sausage fattener to make it a little harder. That doesn't sound right at all. But also I chose the Fruity Soft Clipper to make it just more presence and raise the volume multiplier. It's a little trick to make your drums hit. Like just have more presence and hit a little harder. This snare already, I can tell, was compressed prior, and doing that on top of it, that's why it's extra insane. So the next sound that I went with was some straightforward hi-hats. And they're pan left and lows are cut. Next thing I added was like an intricate, not that intricate, but some extra hi-hats, rhythms. And it goes down in pitch as well. And it does that throughout the beat. It goes down and then it just does like this triplet straight line thing. And it's just to add a little extra more in your trap beats. Some of them just, you know, some of the beats I hear just are so plain and there's no life into it. They're just making a beat just to make it. Sometimes, you know, you got to put yourself into it. And this is kind of what I do sometimes with hi-hats. And if you notice, it was the same hi-hat. You just clone it and then you can just do some cool stuff with it. Like different rhythms, different pitching, and just get really intricate. Then, obviously, it's the kick. So this is the rhythm that I came up with. The kick changes every other pattern, and the snare is pretty straightforward, every pattern. The hi-hats are straightforward, but, you know, I got this little, I call it like a hi-hat dance or hi-hat melody that I did. So check it out. That sounds crazy. So notice the kick pattern is like a bounce to it to kind of add to what that snare rhythm that I came up with. And I got the Fruity Soft clipper and raised the volume multiplier a little bit and pitched it. Remember to pitch your drums because sometimes the drums just don't sound right with that type of tone to it. So use your ears and use your best judgment. Over time, your skill will get better with tuning drums like kicks and snares and hi-hats and stuff. 808s are a little easier because there's more pitch to it. But kicks, it's a short pitch and it moves so fast, it's kind of hard for the ear to interpret. If you catch my drift. So anyway, I pitched the kick down a little bit. I tried Sound-Goodizer, but I didn't like the presence, so I went with Fruity Soft clipper. So, and the pattern, like I said, it has like a bounce feel. It's definitely trap. So, you know, you got trap elements, you got trap chords, trap repetitiveness, and just that snare just lets you know, hey, this is trap beat. Listen to it. You know what I mean? So the next thing I believe is 808. All right, I did a lot to the 808. First, I shifted it off the grid. I made sure I found the tone of the kick so I know what key it's in. To do that, you right click, audio editor. This is Edison. Go to flag here and do detect pitch regions, and it'll tell you it's a C2 is the note of the kick, 808. And in the Fruity Wrapper, you just go to wrench tool and then you right click on C2. I didn't tune it because it was a C already. I just used it in the piano roll. So that's just a quick way of how you find the tone of it. Now what I did for processing, I used a lot. First, I always start with EQ. I cut the highs. Actually, let me just isolate the 808 for you. And there's two different patterns. So I started with the EQ. And I noticed I didn't cut that much highs because I wanted just a little bit to come through. I did try the sausage fattener to see what I liked, but I used Decapitator. So let me turn off all the effects. Notice how dry it sounds with effects. Okay, so it's real grimy, it's real dirty, it's destructive, and that's what I wanted for this trap beat. So Decapitator was like a distortion plugin that I used. I used the A setting and just have the drive up to 4. The output level is pretty high. It's all default except for the drive level. And there's tons of presets and stuff you can go through and check that out. I used the R-Bass Stereo by Waves, which is insane. You get some great results with that. I use it on top of the Decapitator in the sequence chain of effects, and of course I side chained it to the kick. So, and I ended up with this. And let's do the kick as well. Jeez. So you get the idea. So last but not least, I think it was a sample bass I found in Arcade, and it does a really cool just extra note at the end of the chorus just to give it a little more something special. So I'll play that for you. Yes, so that's all the elements in the beat. Mixing wise, you notice you got my levels here. I didn't do too much panning because a lot of these sounds had panning built into them and a lot of movement. And I did some cool things with the hi-hats I already showed you. And the reverb snare I actually didn't show you. So I put that on every other at the end of the bars. Actually not sure where it is. I think it's built into, let's see here. I'm almost messed up the beat, but I'm not gonna save it. Where's the reverb snare? So it's in pattern 10. So where's pattern 10? And sometimes this happens when you got so much going on. So it's built into this pattern. My bad, pattern 14. So I only played it in certain areas in the beat, and I don't see pattern 14 anywhere. There's a way to find the pattern. Let me check here. It's track 10, pattern 14. Let me play it and just listen through. There it is. So I only played it at the beginning, after the intro, and towards the end right here. Here's pattern 14. So I had to find it so that way y'all can see what was going on. So you'll hear it as I play the intro into the chorus, into the verse, so you can hear a little bit more of the beat, and so you can just get your whole vibe and hopefully, you know, make something dope on your own and use this as inspiration. So check it out. Remember to leave space for the artist here. Switch it up. Break. So you get the idea. I'm not sure what artists will sound good. There's so many that sound dope in that. But I love how everything came together. That snare is crazy. I should turn it down. But yeah, I wanted it to be present in the beat. So hopefully, you know, you're inspired to make something monumental right now. And hopefully, you know, there's something in here that a gem or something that I showed you that you didn't know about. Or you might want to revisit, you know, that you knew about, and you might want to just jump back in there and learn and see what you can tweak or whatever. Again, it's DJ Fanatic Beats, content contributor for LiveOffBeats.com. If you'd like to follow me, you can follow me on Instagram at DJ Fanatic Beats, that's PHANATIC, or Sounds for Producers on IG as well. Peace and love, and keep making dope music.